if you are a regular listener to my show, you know I love it when I get people in the studio to interview. And I'm very excited today because I've got a gentleman in the studio that hasn't been in the studio with me for a very, very long time. So it's really good to welcome him back. And it is the very lovely Joe Cook. Joe, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
it's been a while though, hasn't it?
It has. But you were the first person I thought of when we got this project done. I was like, I must go speak to Hillz man about this. So yeah, always on my mind.
That's excellent. Well, you know, for people that don't know who you are, where you're from, what you do, let's give them a bit of information.
Yeah. My name is Joe Cook. I am from Birmingham, forgive me. I work in your fair city of Coventry. I work for Coventry Music Service. I'm a musician and a lyricist, so I play drums and percussion, produce music, and I write lyrics and perform spoken word poetry. I teach a centre called the Herald ELC in Henley Green, which, if anyone doesn't know what an ELC is, it means Extended Learning Centre, and it's a school for young people who have been excluded for one reason or another from mainstream education. And yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, so tell us a bit about the project that you've been working on.
Yeah. So
what was Joe?
Go for it.
What was the thought behind it? What were you hoping to get from delivering this project?
Amazing. Yeah. So this project was part of a wider project called Positive Choices, where I was delivering after school music making sessions in different schools around the city, working with kids that are identified as at risk, and that could mean at risk of exclusion, at risk maybe because of mental health, or they have learning difficulties, so they're struggling academically and stuff like that. And then obviously because I was already working in the ELC, a lot of those young people, rightly or wrongly, identified as at risk or vulnerable, so it was just a natural thing to kind of get the centre involved. So just basically we had some funding, and I had a really, really strong cohort of year 11 students. And
so what sort of age is that, Joe?
So they're 14 to 16. So it's kind of their last couple of years of secondary before they're in the real world. So for a lot of them, it's a pretty mad time because it's a pretty weird time to be excluded from school, and then
as well, I should think.
So yeah, basically we just were producing a lot of content, and I just thought, let's put an album together, really. And this actually was supposed to be out about a year ago, hence the name 23. But since we're doing a lot of re-recording and rewriting, and it's been nice to have ex-students come back into the centre to continue to make music. And obviously you do that thing, if you listen back to your recording, you're like, no, I want to do it again, I want to change that part. So but I really appreciate that, because I think when you've got young people who are disengaged in education, have been excluded, the fact they're coming in and doing something on their own time, they're not timetabled to do it, they're coming in because they want to do it, that's fine by me. Like, we'll do 20 takes if we have to. So yeah.
But I think how can I say, without, because I don't want to sound as if I'm slating the education system, but I feel that for a lot of teachers, because of the amount of pupils they have in classes, it must be very difficult when you know that you have got students in your class that maybe need that little bit of extra help,
100%.
or they're disengaged for whatever reason. And I'm talking from my own experience as a parent as well, because my son had ADHD. And he found school very difficult, but I also feel from the teacher's point of view, they found it very difficult.
Of course, yeah.
So again, he also went to a centre like yours, and they can, they really do help. I think it's amazing that we have centres like the one that you work with. Yeah,
like you're saying, this album couldn't have been made in a mainstream, in a class of 30 kids. Like, these young people wouldn't have had the time, space, support, resources even to do it and stuff like that. And I 100% agree with what you're saying about your son with ADHD and stuff, that just not everyone's built for that learning environment. And unfortunately, a lot of the kids who do get excluded definitely have undiagnosed ADHD, dyslexia, autism, which makes mainstream difficult, but they can probably thrive better in a centre environment where there's smaller classes, more support, bit more, I don't know how to explain it, like a timetable that maybe, you know, they do cooking, they do boxing, they do, you know, all different sports, they do music with me, they go to the Belgrade, so, you know, they get other kind of experiences, isn't just maths, English, science.
Yeah, and, you know, I suppose we've got to face facts as well. Not all children are academic.
Of course.
You know, I mean, for me, for example, I loved English because I loved writing. You know, art was always my thing. But again, when it came to maths and things like that, I was like,
I'm the same.
Yeah.
But like you said, I've got dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, and I've got what's called Erling syndrome, which is
what
like
is that?
Erling syndrome. It's I'm glad you said that. Now I can plug it. So Erling syndrome is very similar to ADHD, but it's rarer and it's triggered more by light sensitivity. So you can get a lot of headaches and words move on a page, but it's mainly caused by sensitivity in light and how you interpret information visually. So if I'm sitting in like a dimly lit room, I feel really, I can't sit still for a while and I struggle to concentrate and stuff like that. So
that's
it's really rare. Like the medical term is scotopic sensitivity syndrome, but the doctor was someone Erling, so it's named after him. So yeah, man, it's a big name for a little problem is what I always tell people. And I enjoy writing, so it makes about as much sense, I always say, as, you know, a vegan butcher or something like that, but you know, in a creative setting, it can really help kids and people like myself find themselves or a strength or something like that.
I don't mean it's good that you've got this, but obviously it's good because you can resonate and sympathise with the young people that you teach.
A lot of these kids also have like way tougher backgrounds than I've ever experienced, but that's the sort of, like you said, that's a common thread for me, that it's like, I know what it's like to feel let down by an education system or feel alienated in an education system, and I think a lot of these young people do, so that's just, at least we've got that in common.
And I also think, Joe, you know, say going back to my son, I think a lot of these children, as my, or should I say young people, when they leave school, like my son, actually thought he was stupid.
Oh yeah, a million %. Yeah, like there's a difference between, you know, I don't know, knowledge, intellect and grades are like two different things, if you know what I mean. Well, I've got a cousin who's a genius. She went to Cambridge and she said it's all with her. She can just retain information. She's really good at remembering stuff, so she can just remember more than me on a day in an exam kind of thing, a million %.
Yeah, but it's very sad, isn't it, when you've got young people leaving and, you know, they feel a certain way about themselves because that really impacts their daily life, their working life, what they feel they can and can't do. You know, I mean, my son, bless him, you know, he's very practical, I suppose I would say the word is good with his hands. He can build anything.
Amazing. You know? Yeah.
And he works on different building sites, and, you know, he's like the manager over a couple of the building sites. And it just goes to show, doesn't it?
My dad's a carpenter and like left school with like 1 level in woodwork, and like, you know, now he's a site manager, like pretty successful in the construction game, like worked his way up. But yeah, like, you know, if you had to ask him, I don't know, about algebra or something like that, he might be actually good at algebra. I don't want to slag my dad off on the radio, but yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, I suppose the point we're making is that, you know, even if young people, when they haven't had a diagnosis, but, you know, they perhaps leave school, leave education feeling a certain way, there's always ways of getting around things, and it doesn't mean because you leave feeling a certain way that's the way your life is.
I always say there's different roads at the mountain, but the view's the same. Like, it don't matter like which way you get up, like you'll get there. And I guarantee as well, just to say with your son, I guarantee his ADHD helps him in that world of construction where you've got loads of variables. The cement's got to be mixed while we're doing this, and we got like I bet it works in his advantage and stuff like that. Like,
Well, Joe, you brought in some tracks.
I have.
Now, which one would you like us to play?
If you could play the track "Rainy Days" that would be amazing, which is a collaboration between 3 of the young people, an artist called The Real Mo, Hazy and Summer,
Okay.
if it plays, of course.
Yeah, we will have a listen to this.
I try to stay, babe, let me go away. You made my heart sway to the pain. My tears falling like rainy days. Like rainy days, yeah, like rainy days. I try to stay, babe, let me go away. You made my heart sway to the pain. My tears falling like rainy days. Like rainy days, yeah, like rainy days. Like rainy days, yeah, like rainy days. Like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day.
It's a rainy day, I got paid to make. Real Mo LZ gonna change the game. I got ace of spades, I'ma play my play. Dead ting want space, give you acres, mate. I step dripped out head to toe. Too much bread don't fold, then the t-shirt bathing ape. Rap game down, man, rest assured. Got it set in stone, I'll never stay in this lane. Spitting on the rhythm and I shell it with the flow. From the COV, make it out, I never know. I be chilling with my drillers and I smoke it to the dome. At the TOP, you know I'm destined to blow. Destined to blow, destined for dough. Stacking all the 20s, letting all the 5s go. 76ers, I put the M in MB Joe. Me and bro on the wrist thing, we don't ride with a pole.
I try to stay, babe, make me go away. You made my heart sway to the pain. My tears falling like rainy day. Like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day. I try to stay, babe, make me go away. You made my heart sway to the pain. My tears falling like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day. Like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day. Like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day.
You are my everything, put me through so many tears. Hearts they broken, souls and tired. You made me think we were for life. Leave the love and be through. I ain't deserve what I've been through. You made me cry through my season. That crazy love just weren't for you.
You said to you always everything. Give you my heart, give you trust, give you anything. I'm dead inside, but I'm still breathing oxygen. I can't even tell if my heart stayed the same. Gave it to you, you played it like a game. It's my fault to trust you, no one to blame. It's rainy day and I can't stand the pain. I try to stay, babe, make me go away. You made my heart sway to the pain. My tears falling like rainy day. Like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day. I try to stay, babe, make me go away. You made my heart sway to the pain. My tears falling like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day, yeah, like rainy day.
That track there was called Rainy Days. Oh, Joe, tell me about the young people that created that track. How old were they, first of all?
Yeah, so they were year 11 students at the time. So at the time they were like 15 to 16. The cool thing about every kid that's on the album actually came to the centre in year 11. They came like late or the end of year 10, so it's kind of like sometimes as kids have been in the system for a while and they've got a bit of a vibe, but these kids were sort of thrown into like the lion's den, if you know what I mean, like, and just really took to it. So like Mo, calling himself The Real Mo, really talented vocalist, influenced by a lot of like American sort of like auto-tune stuff, I don't know what you call it, like Summer, incredible vocalist, like really
sweet
insane
tone to the voice,
and doesn't know how good she is, kind of thing, like which is annoying. And then Hazy's one of the most talented writers I've ever come across, and I'm not just saying that, just the output, I can't keep up with his output. Like, he writes quicker than I can like make music for, so he's always just like, by the time I've done the track, he's like, I don't do that anymore, I'm doing this. And I was like, well, okay, like so yeah, just what I wanted to play that one was, it was one of the first like collaborations that happened. So like Mo made the beat, came up with the hook, Summer heard it, really liked it, wrote a verse, then Louis heard it and really liked it and wrote a verse. And I think that's really important in music and with young people just working together like that. So yeah,
and I think they learn so much from it as well, don't they? You know, because I do feel like we were saying, you know, with a lot of the young people, especially when they come to a place like yours and they're not in mainstream education, you know, I think they're so used to feeling alone because of maybe some of the difficulties that they're faced with in school. So, I mean, that, you know, coming together and working as a team.
Yeah.
I mean, what are some of the... Because, I always believe with doing the radio training, you're not just learning about radio.
No.
There's the whole confidence thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's honing your own skills. There's so much about it, and I can see that with what you do
Right,
as well.
Yeah.
So what would you say, you know, when you've worked with these young people,
Yeah.
they come to you in the beginning and you get a sense of what they're like and what their needs are, but it must be wonderful to see them at the end. What are some of the changes
Of course,
you've
yeah.
seen?
To embarrass Summer, to use her as an example, like she's someone that I didn't initially teach for a while, and I think a lot of that is because certain times when people hear music in a school setting, they think it's going to be like recorder or like ukulele.
Or do you know what? When I was at school, I remember the teacher bringing in a guitar, and we'd just sit there and sing Kumbaya.
There you go.
You know.
I was like, well, I just sang hymns. That was our thing, like singing hymns. So I think sometimes kids are sort of turned off initially by the idea of what music is and their perception of music education. But anyway, with Summer, once I started having one-to-one sessions with her, just chit-chatting, worked out she was into R&B and stuff like that, and we started just like messing about with some music production stuff, and then she kept going like, I can sing, you know, and I was like, I bet you can, but like getting her to like do it in front of me was a bit of an issue. And she was like, you should hear me at home, like my mum will tell you, like I come, and she used to say it in a kind of confident way, but be also shy at the same time, like trust me, I can sing and all that. And I was like, but I just getting her to do it, and then I just remember it was when we were working on that track, it was me and Mo, then Summer came in the classroom, and then Summer heard it, was like, oh my God, I want to write something. So I gave her a notepad, wrote something, and just belted out. And it was just one of those weird moments of like, what is going on here? Like, yeah. And it's just right setting, right time, right place, right vibe kind of thing. Like, I don't know. So yeah, so that's definitely a journey. And then what I really rate about all these young people is a lot of this album was written in their own time, and they were just sort of bringing ideas in. So Summer has another track on the album which she wrote completely at home to like a beat on YouTube, and then we just recreated the beat. So that's something I also saw in her growth, and it was a bit of a heartbreak tune. And what my favourite thing is when like young people use it as a bit of some form of coping mechanism or pastime at home, rather than going out and getting in trouble. If they can sit at home and write some bars, I'd rather them be doing that or whatever. So yeah, but and then, like you said, there's all the practical skill sets of, like, you know, you're learning about songwriting, arranging, poetic devices, music production, effects, like, you know what I mean? There's all that. But for me, it's all about that, like, the kind of, when people use it as a tool for their own life or well-being, that's the best bit for me.
But I think, you know, working with some of the young people that I work with, and what I see is, and I think it's wonderful, you know, whether you're a poet, spoken word artist, rapper, whatever, you know, I think it's amazing that they use writing as a tool to work through maybe some of the life experiences that haven't been too pleasant.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I think it's a good healing experience. Cathartic, I suppose, is the word, isn't it? Yeah. So, let's play another track then. Which one?
Oh, brilliant. If we could play the track called 4T, it's the letter 4.
Oh, yeah.
And then T, that's another collaborative track. I'm trying to get as many of them on the airwaves as possible. So, yeah. Okay.
So, Joe, do you just want to remind the listeners where you're from and what you do?
Yes, so my name's Joe Cook. I work for Coventry Music. I work in the city working with young people, and the tracks are playing off an album called 23, which is available on Spotify and Apple Music, and it's all young people in the city creating music.
Wonderful. And we're going to listen to 4T.
You know what you do into my body, touching me all over, drive me crazy. Your face, your lips, your eyes, your feels, it all makes me want you, baby. It all makes me want you, baby. make you disappear again. Oh no, disappear. Oh no, you got me feeling for your love, waiting for your touch, feeling for you. Oh,
Look me eye to eye and tell me everything was love. I don't want nobody else, together we can fly. It's been so long, I need you now, so please take me to you. We finished like we never been, but nothing we can do. I don't wanna see you no more, I don't wanna feel you no more. Every day she been calling my phone, all the feelings going with the flow. Thinking about you is driving me crazy. It's the day she been calling me baby. Girl, the smoke in my heart is so crazy.
you want the love I crave, your type. Our stays broken, souls united in a love. Let me be your fantasy. Let me, days and days I'm feeling you. You just ran away from it. You know I've been into it. You know I've been feeling it. If memories could fade, I'll throw it all away and make you disappear. Make you disappear again. Oh no, disappear. Oh no, you got me feeling for your love, waiting for your touch, feeling for you. Oh,
Look me eye to eye and tell me everything was love. I don't want nobody else, together we can fly. It's been so long, I need you now, so please take me to you. We finished like we never been, but nothing we can do. I don't wanna feel you no more, I don't wanna see you no more. Every day she been calling my phone, all the feelings going with the flow. I don't wanna see you.
Yeah, that track was called 4T. Not 40, 4T. Well, I really enjoyed that track, Joe. Tell me about the artists on that.
Cool. So there's again, that was another collaborative track. So again, that was an artist called The Real Mo Summer, and then an artist who I know their actual name, and they've given me their artist name, and I want to make sure I'm saying it right. So Adrian, if you are listening, I'm sorry, but I think it's Azure. I think that's how I'm saying it.
How's it spelled?
Oh man, A-Z, you're asking a dyslexic live on air, but A-Z-U-R-E, I think, Azure.
Azure,
But,
yeah, that sounds about
there you
right
go.
to
Yeah,
me. You
we'll,
know,
we'll go for that now. But that's what it is now, forever. So yeah, just another collaborative track that again was those nice little sparks of Adrian and Mo had worked together on a track which ended up being like shelved, if you know what I mean. And then me and Adrian worked on the beat together, and Adrian came up with a hook. And again, it just these sparks of information and stuff like that. And like the ending is a bit strange. It's just voices, because we were practicing like in music a canon where ideas repeat, and we were practicing it in the corridor where I was beatboxing and they were singing over each other, and it was really cool. And we were like, how can we imitate this on the track? So just again, just a really like, from in my head, a nice timestamp of just good creative vibes in the centre and collaborations and people working together. And again, Adrian never really sang in front of people, and when they used to sing, they had like a tiny voice, like it was like really good, but I'd always have to like crank the mic so it could be heard, and just getting more and more confident. And someone that I believe thrives better in a studio environment rather than on the stage. So it's just another where some people are desperate to perform. Not every kid, that's their avenue, like, if you know what I mean. So yeah.
Well, I must say, the last two tracks that we've heard, I've really enjoyed. I mean, at your place, your centre, do you have like your own studio and all of the equipment?
Yeah, I have like a basic sort of studio setup, but it's like we've got a digital interface, some really nice monitors.
They sound amazing.
There you go. Yeah. My laptop, and then like microphones and stuff like that. The centre have been really supportive. For a while it was me always lugging my stuff on the train from Birmingham, and then like, you know, stuff was getting broken and whatever, like I was leaving things on the train, and so yeah, they really invested in it, and it does help. I do believe you can make music in like any sort of circumstances, but like I always want to try and make things of a certain quality, and unfortunately equipment is a part of that. And I've got to big up actually Studio X, who are based in Fargo's village, because they did the mixing for me for this album. So like the reason it sounds as good as it does is more down to their mixing, so I've got to big up them as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely brilliant tracks. You know, and I love being able to do this on my show, just showcase the talent of local young people.
Well,
because I've always said since I came to Coventry about 15 years ago, what a wealth of talent. You know, there's so many creative people.
And I think I'm from Birmingham. I think Birmingham gets slept on because we're next to London, and then I think Coventry gets slept on a bit because it's next to Birmingham. Like it's always competing with Birmingham, and I think it is this, you know. And I think I've just got to say, I think there's more to Coventry than just two-tone. I'm a big Specials fan, but I think people hold on to that too much sometimes, and there's like so much other interesting stuff and young artists out there that aren't just playing Message to You, Rudy, or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, well, when you think about, you know, the amount of different genres of music, I mean, it's not just about two-tone. And again, I'm not trying to offend anybody
I'm playing
out
a ska
there,
band, I love it, but there is more going on.
Yeah, there is so much going on. So, shall we play another one?
Yeah, if you can
I
fit
think
one.
it'd be rude not to,
If you could fit one in.
Yeah.
If you could play The Things I Do For That, which is by a lad called Charlie, who artist's name is Dadless, and don't blame me, that's what he has on the back of his football shirt and everything, so that's what he wanted to be called. But this is his only track on the album, so I want to make sure he gets some coverage. So yeah, it's The Things I Do For That.
Okay.
All this effort, though I never got them back. For her, I'd make a track across the globe and roaming on my own. The things I do for that ain't gonna drop no name, ain't gonna point the blame. You know who you are, hearing this from afar. But girl, you know, I hope you are. Want you to know, my heart beats so slow. Left me for dead, ain't no video game. Ain't got zombies all around me. All I want is your arms around me. Hold you tight to the end of the night. Keep away your fright, was gonna be your night. Putting all this effort, though I never got them back. For her, I'd make a track across the globe and roaming on my own. The things I do for that ain't gonna drop no name, ain't gonna point the blame. But now you left before that. Never even had the chance to chat. Never had a chance, plead innocent. I can't lie, girl, you know I miss your scent. I heard that you got a new man now. I hope that he is there for you now. All we talk about is just him now. I heard you're happier with him now. Putting all this effort, though I never got them back. For her, I'd make a track across the globe and roaming on my own. The things I do for that ain't gonna drop no name, ain't gonna point the blame. All this talk about now, I don't care about now. I wanna talk about then. I wanna talk about way back when. If you ever come running back, I'ma accept you quicker than that. I try to focus on something else, then you flood my mind like nobody else. Putting all this effort, though I never got them back. For her, I'd make a track across the globe and roaming on my own. The things I do for that ain't gonna drop no name, ain't gonna point the blame. Putting all this effort, though I never got them back. For her, I'd make a track across the globe and roaming on my own. The things I do for that ain't gonna drop no name, ain't gonna point the blame.
Wow, I really liked that.
Yeah.
I really, really liked that.
I know Charlie doesn't. He wants to make a better track, so the fact that you're saying you like it is going to mean a lot to him. So yeah.
No, I thought that was amazing. You know, yeah. But you know, when that track was playing, we were talking about. You never know what some of the young people are going through. You know, we experience it here with the young people, and I think it's so good when they've got a centre that they can go to and they can talk to members of staff and they feel listened to. And sometimes you can't always give them the help that they need.
Of course, yeah.
But sometimes I think being that listening ear and being the person that they can come and speak to means so much to them, doesn't it?
No, you hit the nail on the head. I think, there is literally things called listening therapy, but I'm not saying I'm a therapist at all. But yeah, just being present. Just some people just don't have that. I don't know how to explain it. Like some people, some kids, no one's asked them how their day is when they get home, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just that real human connection. And yeah, just a lot of without going into specifics, some people, they get caught up in youth offenders. They make one bad decision and stuff like that. They get a criminal record, and a lot of people I think are very judgmental for kids that have been kicked out of school. And I've had lots of conversations with people, and they go, "Oh, they all just little so and so's or whatever." And you're like,
"No, they're not."
I'm like, "No, man." I'm like, if you were living with the circumstances that some of these people are, then how would you be? And we're judging them as adults when they are like legally, technically, biologically, psychologically, whatever the word is, kids. Like, they say, what is it? Part of your brain, is it the frontal lobe? That doesn't develop till you're 25, and that's like your social awareness thing. So it's like, and I always say to people, like, don't get sucked down the well. People always say, well, I grew up in that area and I never, my dad weren't at home. And it's like, well, ask why, because I bet there is a reason that you had something that they didn't, or a different circumstance. So, and I think it's just more kids are being excluded than ever. I don't mean to sound doom and gloom, but it's
then
the
doesn't
truth.
That say, again, this is my opinion, but again, doesn't that say something about our education system?
I think it says...
And this is not a slight
No.
on
I think it says more about policy and
Yeah.
intervention, or lack of successful intervention, if you know what I mean, because the centre also has a great track record of kids going back to mainstream, like coming temporary and flourishing. So it does... The system can work, if you know what I mean, but there's something, I don't know what the answer is. I think sometimes, intervention rather than exclusion is better, like and stuff like that. I've had family members that have been excluded from mainstream, like my little cousins, and then they've been excluded from centres. And sometimes there's also been a lot of, I'll be honest, like parent politics with it as well, and that kind of stuff. And it is, with social media nowadays, it's easy to whip up campaigns and stuff like that. So it's difficult. I don't know what the answer is, but
I think there needs to be more understanding of young people instead of, what's that term, tarring them with the same brush.
Fully. And I think more youth-centred intervention, where finding what that young person is into and offering them opportunities. Now, the flip side of that is, do you just reward kids with bad behaviour but I think every child should have some avenue where it's like, you like cooking, amazing, we can sign you up to this. You like mechanics, we've got this. I think every young person should have that. And I think with the kids that are maybe a bit more disruptive or problematic in classrooms, they will thrive better when they got something they're into. That's just my humble
I totally agree. I do. Well, let's play another track.
Amazing.
What shall we play now?
If we could play the one called Thinking About You, which is by The Real Mo, and Summer is featuring on it. And for any Arabic speakers who are listening, one verse is in English and one verse is in Mo's mother tongue, because he's originally from Sudan, of Arabic. So I think it's really cool.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So this is Thinking About You.
A very good morning from Nairobi. So again, this Monday morning we've woken up to news about continued fighting in Sudan. Our residents in Khartoum and parts of Darfur are saying they've been hearing of gunfire and explosions throughout the night and into Monday morning, that's today morning. And most of them are just holed up in their houses. They cannot come out. They don't know whether if they step out it will be safe, and even if they step out they don't know which part of the cities, which part of their neighborhoods is safe, their neighborhoods is safe, their neighborhoods is safe, their neighborhoods is safe.
lost my bro, what you want me to say? I'm falling apart, but there's nothing to say. I'm praying for you every day. They killing us and they did it again. I still remember the things we've been doing. Pain in my heart, flowing I can do. I lost my bro and I just have no clue. Keeping my head up, but I'm shit too. كنا نبنيهم لقينا السقالة. بدينا بحرية وسلام وعدالة. أحلامنا شالوه خطوا في الزبالة. سوداننا مريض والحاكمين نور التالة. كله خط عينه فيه وصح. سوداننا طلعت ميتين وصح. واقعنا أصبح مخلوط بالدم. بس دم الشهيد حنجيبه يا what you want me to say? I'm falling apart, but there's nothing to say. I'm praying for you every day. They killing us and they did it again. I still remember the things we've been doing. Pain in my heart, flowing I can do. I lost my bro and I just have no clue. Keeping my head up, but I'm shit too. كنا نبنيهم لقينا السقالة. بدينا بحرية وسلام وعدالة. أحلامنا شالوه خطوا في الزبالة. سوداننا مريض والحاكمين نور امتالة. كله خط عينه فيه وصح. سوداننا طلعت ميتين وصح. واقعنا أصبح مخلوط بالدم. بس دم الشهيد حنجيبه يا
There you go. That was Thinking About You. Well, I must say, I really enjoyed that as well. I don't think there's been a track this morning that we've played that I haven't liked.
That means a lot.
You know, and I, again, I'm gonna say it. I just love giving a platform to local talent and young people. Now, if any of those young people wanted to enter a track into the Hillz FM chart show, which we have on a Friday between 12 and 2, it is all local artists.
I have tried it and my phone is rubbish, so I need to just try it again. So don't worry. But that'd be amazing, and I'm sure it'd mean a lot to them as well.
You know, and I'm always happy if they wanted to come on and just have a little.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Yeah.
You know, I'm always happy to do that. So, Joe, anything else that you want to say? Is there anything coming up that you want to promote? You know, this is your opportunity.
Oh man, yeah, thank you. Trying to think. No, just if people can, check out the album 23. It's under various artists, so your best bet is if you cite one of the song names, so 23 Rainy Days or 23 The Real Mo or 23 Alone, and it should come up. I'm just trying to push it out there for the young people, really. There'll be an album next year as well, 024, which will be the next cohort of young people. We've already got some tracks produced for that. Check out Coventry Music for like music education stuff in the city, man. Yeah.
Okay. Joe, it's been lovely to have you in the studio. I've really enjoyed it. And obviously, you've always got an open invitation.
I appreciate that. No, thank you, man. You're my plug.
Well, I'm going to play my little jingle, and then we are going to play a track called Alone. Again, another track from the young people that Joe has been working with. So here we go.
You're listening to Kate Hillz on Hillz 98.6 FM. Listen on your transistor radio every Wednesday morning between 10 a.m. and 12 midday. You're listening to some well-good tunes. It is your duty to shake your booty.
well. Another wonderful track there called Alone by Azure.
Azure, we're calling them now. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that as well. Honestly, I think, the tracks that we've played, again, I'm going to say it, what a wealth of talent. To think that they're so young as well.
Of course. And I'm right in saying all of them, that's their first ever sort of musical debut or track,
they
so
must
to
have
speak.
felt so proud.
I hope so. I hope so. I think I'm prouder than them. I think I'll always enjoy it. The first time I listened to the album start to finish, I thought I was going to cry, just to hear it all come together kind of thing. I was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
So yeah, but for me, it's all like we were saying earlier. It's everything in between. The end product is great, but it's all the bits in the run.
But how rewarding.
Oh no, thank you. I try,
Isn't it?
I try and keep humble about it. I can't lie. I don't want to let my ego grow anymore. But no, it's worthwhile. It's a worthwhile investment as well. I think with schools and whatever and education, I do think I think if you've got disenfranchised young people, you give them that. Hopefully they won't grow up to be disenfranchised adults. It's just these little glimmers of panning for gold. There's all gold amongst all the dirt sometimes.
So if there was any young people or, perhaps parents out there tuned in that think, oh, I've got a young person that would like to be involved in that, how would they get in contact with you?
Through Coventry Music. If you can email music@coventry.gov.uk. That's picked up by all the admin team. My name's Joe Cook. My email is joe.cook2, because there's another Joe Cook apparently, at coventry.gov.uk. So anything to do with youth intervention like that, creative music making, please get in touch. That's what Coventry Music's for. It's engaging young people in music in the city. So yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Joe.
No, thank you so much for having me.
And like I say, you are always welcome to come back. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you and hear what you're up to. So, won't be long before we are heading into the adverts at the top of the hour. So I'm just going to play a couple of minutes of the next track because that's all time will allow, to be honest, and I will be back after this. But do stay tuned. Lots of good tunes coming up after the break.